community. And there was a young lady last night, which is when it all got booted and everything else, and she was on there telling her how to do it, to go and get material and what have you. And I think that person also needs to have a torchlight put underneath them as well.
Exactly,
because that was a criminal offence
Angie, I'm
done
going to
last
drop.
night.
All right, Jade.
Trudy, can I just ask you a question? Do I know you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Right,
Yeah,
say
I
my
thought
name.
it was. I thought it was. You're right, my darling.
Hi, baby.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye, darling.
James,
Bye,
am I able just to
bye.
quickly ask you? I just want to check.
Yeah.
Because there was three actual offences committed last night. Do you know which 3 were committed?
I'm not going to pretend that I know the law inside and out, but I do know that it's a criminal offence to actively try and make somebody do that kind of act. I know it's also, but yeah, I don't know about all 3, but I certainly know that woman should certainly have a torchlight put underneath her backside.
Yeah. So the main one that was committed yesterday was the Online Safety Act of 2023, Section 184, which is a criminal offence for anybody to promote or someone to encourage someone to do some form of serious SH whilst online.
Yeah.
So if anyone does have the video, and I am spreading this around because I have been in a few other lives actually talking about this, if anyone does have the video or have seen the video, you can do it 2 ways. Report it to TikTok. If it doesn't get taken down, take it to the police and quote the Online Safety Act of 2023, Section 184, because it is a criminal offence, and make sure when you do report it, make sure you give the person's user name so that then they can investigate and get their teams to look into it. So yeah, it was a criminal offence. There was a hate crime also involving a certain individual actually goading her to do it.
Yeah.
And there's also malicious intent involved because what was being said by the person.
Yeah, as I say, I'm not taking. I've strolled across a couple of lives today where obviously it's heat of debate, and I'm not taking anything. I'm not taking anything away from the EQ. Beg your pardon, from the Alpha situation. I think it's horrendous, but I haven't heard about the person that was sitting there goading her, telling her how to do it, and everything else being mentioned. And I just think, well, you know, they're as responsible as anybody else who from today onwards decides to share the live or anything like that. You know, if that was disgraceful.
I think we're all responsible for the gawping culture that we've created on TikTok. We've created a culture of everybody's just going to watch and not actually do. And the younger generation coming on now is evident in the Elphaba live that they think that this type of behaviour is acceptable because of what we've been doing as grown-ups, all of us. We've all been a bit guilty of acting a bit stupid online. And we need to remember that there's young people with impressionable minds watching us. And as we go forward, they're going to think that what we do...
Can I actually pose a question? So I didn't watch this, so somebody sent me this. So when she did that, did it look like she was actually going to do it?
Yes, 100%. No, there are certain parts where she had that so pressed up against her neck that... I don't know. Do you know what? Maybe it was just triggering for me, and that's why I thought it. But she had an indent on her neck where she was pushing it up against her neck.
Was that?
I'm not being funny. Sorry, Angie. You know the other day, Sir Righteous Jack had a issy fit or whatever you want to call it, and he got a knife. Well, we know he was going across his arm. He didn't do anything to himself. Not a scratch, nothing. It's an act. Please,
I believe you. I believe as well. I believe in that.
I think 100% it's an act, but I think you know, don't get me wrong, there's so much clout chasing out there where, you know, there's arranged, I feel there's arranged arguments, there's arranged fallouts, there's arranged lives to slag each other off and everything else. But there's a line that you cross, and I think last night a line was massively
on
jumped.
both sides. If you hang Elphaba, both sides crossed the line, and she's watching you all now, laughing. She's got everybody talking about her, just what she wanted.
But the thing is,
But I think-
even if it was like an attention-seeking thing, you can't do it on an app where there's children involved
Yes.
and
Thank
watching.
you.
And I think we need to highlight the seriousness of that in itself.
Yeah,
You
and
know, I
I
had a granddaughter, I spoke to you last year, Angie, sorry everybody. I had a granddaughter that used to watch her. My granddaughter copied of her when she SH'd herself once before. That's why I'm so against this person.
To be fair though, I knew how to SH when I was younger from watching Hollyoaks. Do you know what I mean? I found my way to cope by watching Hollyoaks. It's everywhere in the media as well.
And the other day, Alpha says, I'm taking my, is it a DMs down to £1 for you to message me so she can talk to these young uns and I'll be your role model. Is that a role model? Really?
I think this is what I mean. Like, most of her viewers are children as well, so we've just got to highlight that. And if your kid's school hasn't emailed you, which my daughter's school hasn't, I think we need to ask them, have they seen it? And if they have, then we talk about it. If they haven't, then I don't think you should.
I just hear from Tony because she hasn't. Hi, Tony. You alright?
Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
I think the end result is, and I think the only way, and I'm kind of grateful that if it is an act and that she has pushed it that far, I think there can't be any other way apart from her getting a permanent ban, and then hopefully that will be the end of all of this.
Just make a new account, James. So just make a new account.
Just move on to another thing, like she always does. As soon as she gets banned, another one comes up. And she's going to find something bigger and better next time to do. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, people in the comments are asking where the video is and stuff like that. We don't need to be watching the video. I think there's kids in the chat.
I don't know about that. I don't know where that guy's gone who seems to know quite a lot about the law, but it's surely that there can be an injunction put in place as well, because it's been done online and it's been promoted. Surely that there can be an injunction because the laws have been broken in regards to.
It takes a lot to get an online injunction, James.
Morning, people. I'd just like to say, I'm coming
I
halfway
think
through
a
the
different
discussion,
essay
you know,
as well,
what we're up to.
This is like to the neck. That's quite severe, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's only one of
Can
the
I just
faces
ask?
you
I've only
can
just
pick
joined.
up
What
the real
has
thing.
Elphaba done?
Sorry, big time. Do you want to say something?
I just
Sorry.
wanted to say, I've come halfway through the topic, and I don't know really what the discussion is about, so someone could enlighten me on what the main topic is.
Oh, Elphaba, when she put the knife to her neck.
What, on a live feed?
So last night, Elphaba decided to do a live stream and have a meltdown, and had a knife in her hands, threatening to do stuff to herself. And then somebody jumped in her live in a box and was telling her how to take us how to.
Yeah, but surely hasn't TikTok got the power to actually cancel that live feed straight away?
But TikTok don't care. All TikTok's bothered about is money.
I was on the
They ain't
live
bothered
stream
what goes
at the
on in
time.
there.
No violation, because it's Alpha.
Because I'm sure someone would have reported that, and surely in their wisdom.
We all did.
Coming back with no violations, and think this is the big problem with TikTok.
Well, this is just crazy because I've only been on this platform. I've only been on this platform for the last 6, 7, 8 months, yeah. And what I've seen and heard, and this just blows my mind from what you guys are telling me. Surely someone somewhere would have had the power to actually
Big
cut
team
off
on
that
the
live
same
feed.
as well.
Big
Yeah,
time.
Christine.
Yeah, I'll be back later.
Big time. I was actually watching the live, and I'd done 47 reports for SH, and every single one of them came back saying there was no violation.
People said she did get bananaed.
It did
I
get
think he got pulled
discontinued,
down. I don't know if he
After
got
15
bananas.
minutes. 15
Yeah,
minutes.
she'll
is
just
the
open
long
another
limit.
account.
Can I just say something? I don't come on here that often. I'm usually a watcher, but I found it quite triggering because when I was 14 years old, somebody actually had a knife to my throat. But it's brought back a lot of memories. You can tell in the voice shaking now. It was violent to
You
watch.
know what, I think because I hate that word trigger. I don't think it would have triggered me, but the only thing if I was watching is that, oh my god, what if her hand slips? I would have known straight
Yeah, I
away.
think it would have opened old wounds for people who actually went down that road before. That's
I've
what it would
been
have done.
down
It
there.
opened old wounds
Yeah,
and
I've
made
been
them
down there.
reconsider their life.
Do you know what? There's
I'm
parts of the
bang out of order.
live I couldn't
I'm
watch it.
54
I couldn't watch
now.
it. I was
That
just
happened when I was
constantly pushing
14 years old.
report. But I couldn't. But I had to turn my eyes away from it whilst I'm trying to report her, because it was
Thank you for the
graphic.
gifts.
If anybody has been triggered, I suggest that you look for support within your local services, your local GP, your local medical.
See, that's what I don't understand about this platform, yeah, because you have people who just do a normal live, yeah, who just have banter, fun questions and fun answers in their live, yeah, and all of a sudden they'll get a violation come up about what you said is age restricted, but yet someone can come on a live, put a knife to their throat,
Exactly.
and nothing happens to him. What kind
15 minutes.
That's
Just
fucking
15
crazy
minutes.
in my book. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I got a week ban for talking about KFC.
Have you?
I got one for just sitting in the box the other day.
People need to realise what Elphaba's about. People know what she's about. She's one big trigger, but yet they still watch her. The same with me in some ways. They know I have a very dark humour. They know what I'm about. Do you know what I mean? But they still sit here watching from beginning to end. It's the same with Elphaba. They know what she's about, but they still watch her. So how can... So
I think our timing was awful low, Angie, as well, wasn't it? With what happened with that young man in London yesterday, that 14-year-old boy.
Exactly.
God rest his soul. That's what we should all be discussing this morning, not this clout chaser on TikTok who's got a bread knife messing about. It should be the outcry and the outpour for this young man whose life was taken from him when he just stepped out of his house. Like,
Not someone
it's
trying to
heartbreaking.
promote their live feed with likes and gifts just to get fucking attention. Do you know what I mean? Like, you hit the nail on the head there, sweetheart.
I think it's just for the views.
I think the other thing that didn't help last night is that obviously
That's all
there was a
everybody
few
does.
people at the
Guys,
same
was it
time.
real nice?
Yeah. I've had this
The knife
happen
just
to
sounds
me.
crazy. You get one of those knives that kind of push in when
No,
you...
that was definitely real. Definitely
First you
real.
said a bread knife, but bread knife's blunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't look like a bread knife.
It was serrated. It was like serrated.
Yeah.
The young boy who
She needs
passed
to
away.
get off the app.